Hello, I'm Danette Mann, and this is another of the short videos that I'm making in order to introduce you to both the idea and concepts of mindful self-compassion as well as the program of mindful self-compassion. And today we're going to be talking about mindfulness. I don't know about you, but as much as there is in print about mindfulness, I still struggled for a long time to understand exactly what mindfulness was. Like we have a mind and we have a brain, and which is how do they work together and which controls which. And it just wasn't an easy thing for me. So I'm just going to give you a very easy definition and a quick explanation of what I understand. And that is that mindfulness is paying attention through your senses around your experience in the moment, in the present moment, moment to moment, on purpose and without judgment. So this is your mind, and through your mindfulness and your ability to direct your mind, you can actually change the wiring in your brain. So we are talking about the mind as something we can do for our mind that will eventually train our brain so that mindfulness becomes easier and easier to do. So mindfulness is paying attention moment to moment on purpose to our experience without judgment. That's an easy thing to understand, perhaps not so easy to do. I would imagine both things are hard. It's very hard to stay in the present moment. Our brains like to worry. They like to go to different places and think about what's coming, be upset about things that have happened in the past, or maybe even remembering nice memories from the past, but not be in the present. So that takes a focus. You have to have a way to help yourself focus on what's going on in your body and around you in your environment through your senses, moment to moment. The other hard part is to do that without judgment. It's so hard to have an experience and not judge it to be good or bad, what we want, what we don't want, what we like, what we don't like. And yet that is the goal. Because with mindfulness, you're able to understand that life moves all the time. Nothing lasts, that the bad feeling you're having, the bad experience you might be going through, won't last forever. It'll shift, and that you can get through it, that you don't have to try to ignore it, distract yourself, do all the things that we tend to do when our experiences are not what we want them to be. And by doing that, we complete the cycle of that experience and it doesn't stay with us. Whereas when we ignore or distract or pretend it's not there, any of the things that we do to avoid, it's there and it's going to stay there until we decide that we're ready to deal with it. So mindfulness is a very helpful part of just having a good life. We're happier in the present moment usually than we are if we're thinking about the past or the future. It's also very important to self-compassion, because if we want to know when we're suffering, and I'm talking about all kinds of suffering, we certainly know when something big has happened to us, like we've been told that our spouse wants to divorce us. We have a child who is sick. We've got a job that's insecure, or we've lost a lot of money through a scam or something. I mean, there's all kinds of big events that we would know we were suffering. But we also have on a daily basis, moment to moment, ups and downs. Something as simple as someone looking at us in a particular way, a gesture, a tone of voice, a body stance. Lots of little things actually create little pings of hurt during the day. And those we can literally not be aware of consciously. Unconsciously we are, but consciously we may not be if we're not more mindful. But with mindfulness, we can know when those things happen and we can give ourselves compassion. We can do it in the moment when we need it so that we don't carry it around for the rest of the day. And that allows us to have more energy, more focus. We're more clear, we're more available to people. We're just living more easily. So it's a very important, it's as important as all the press has made it out to be. So how do we do this? Well, mindfulness is a skill that you can practice and get better at. And meditation is one of the main tools for training the brain, training the mind so that the mind can rewire the brain. So that's the way it works. But there are other things. I mean, we can be mindful driving our car, cooking our dinner, walking into a meeting, brushing our teeth. Anything that we do, we can do mindfully if we are willing to take that moment to notice that we want to pay attention and to bring ourselves back when we realize that we're kind of off in our mind doing something else. Just bring ourselves back, knowing that our brains are going to do that. Our brain really likes to move around into the future and the past a lot. So to train our brain to make it easier for us to be more mindful more often, we just need to practice and not blame ourselves and not get upset when we're not very good at it, because it's practice that will make us better. So the mindfulness is an important skill to learn just to have a good life, but it is certainly important to be able to recognize when we want to give ourselves some compassion and help ourselves take care of things that are happening to us that just give us that little hit. And it's, of course, equally important for the big hits too. All right. Thanks you for joining me today. Thanks for watching. If you want to know more, please go to my website, DanetteMann.com, and I'll look forward to the next short video with you. In the meantime, be well, take care, and I'll see you soon.